Hi everyone, it's Giselle with a message for today talking about the full moon energies. Full moon isn't quite here yet. I had a look at my full moon calendar, my moon calendar, and it was showing me that it's coming up in 2 days' time. But the energies of it have been extremely strong, and I've already felt them for quite some time now. And the overall energy that I've felt is cleaning house, getting rid of not just physical items that no longer resonate or fill your physical space with happiness, but emotional clutter, emotional baggage, things that just don't feel good on an emotional and spiritual level that need to be gotten rid of as well. And the energies have been very, very strong with that. When I looked at the counterparts energy, I did a reading for my situation last night, but I feel whoever is drawn to this video, this is always my intention, is whoever is drawn to these messages will have something very apt for them as well. You may not resonate with the whole message, but I'm sure that a fraction or a portion of it, or hopefully the majority of it, will be helpful for you. And just as I was doing an emotional declutter of my energies, I felt the same for my beloved and the counterparts energy for the collective. I already had started getting rid of a lot of stuff at the beginning of, the end of last month I was going through all of my clothes and any makeup items that I felt just no longer resonated, and I thought, why did I even buy that? What kind of a silly thing was I trying to accomplish with these things, and trying to sell them or give them to people who would find joy in using these items. And now I've moved on to a very emotional clearing out. And so that's what I felt in the counterparts. I felt a lot of tower moment energy with them. And the reason for this is, and I've discovered this in my own life, if you are not cooperating with your soul, but you are asking for help, then the universe will put tower moments in your path to make you turn around. Now, I know in my experience, this has happened numerous times with jobs and with romantic relationships. I sadly have the tendency to overstay my welcome because the unknown is scary, and I guess that's normal for everyone, really. I mean, I don't really know many people who don't have a bit of angst and fear attached to completely turning their lives upside down. But when you're asking for help and the divine listens, then if you're still walking the old path, you are going to be made to change paths. And this will happen very abruptly. I know when I overstayed my welcome at a job, and I was so adamant that I was going to just stay there as long as I physically could, the center actually shot down. So I had no other choice but to get out. I know from years ago, my first job after university, even though I didn't like it, it was very, very depressing and bad for my energy. I, out of fear of not finding something new, decided to just stay as long as possible as well. But then I didn't get sacked, but I did not receive an extended contract. And I was relieved, in a way, that they did the cancelling for me. But ultimately, it should have been me that walked away from the situation. Same as with relationships. My first relationship was horrendous. It was a very big learning curve, but a very difficult one too, and I overstayed my welcome there. We were already talking about breaking up months and months prior to the event actually taking place. But because, out of fear again, I decided to stay for as long as I possibly could, the universe once again stepped in and created the biggest argument that I couldn't stay there anymore. Actually had to get, the authorities involved, which is bad. But, you learn through these things. And I know with my other long-term relationship, and I knew it wasn't good for me. We were already having talks more than a year and a half before I actually walked away properly about, what, this isn't really working out. But I felt like going. It's just that he persuaded me somehow to stay. And somehow I did, which was stupid again, because then the universe brought in another tower moment and literally broke all the foundations of that connection as well. And so I was forced to stay away. Same thing with the false twin. That relationship couldn't last because it was toxic. It was very, very counterproductive. He was very low and his energy was very, very self-deprecating and just very low vibrational. And I kept asking the universe for a relationship that would elevate me and that would help me to become more of who I really am. Well, that wasn't the way, so they took that away from me and I got ghosted and I never understood why. I thought, oh my God, I can't even get closure from the situation. But really, closure wasn't going to help me anyway because this guy doesn't know what he's doing. So he was never going to be able to give me that in the first place. So over the past few days, I just got to thinking about all of these ways in which the universe has really brought in a ton of tower moments that crumbled the foundations of the situations that I needed to get out of. And same again when I was asking for purpose with becoming more spiritually aligned. I was called to do this job that I'm doing now, but I hesitated for so long. Until I literally was forced into a situation that was giving me heart palpitations. The lady from work refused to let me go to see the doctors and was threatening that she was going to tell management about how I'm not a team player and all of that. I thought, my God, you know what? This is the biggest, well, not the biggest tower moment, but just one of very big events that forces me out of that and makes me move into what I'm supposed to be going into. I know I'm giving so many examples, but I just want you to hopefully be able to relate to your life. Why are things crumbling? Why are things happening that I don't want to happen? Why am I going through bad things? But ultimately, it is for your growth. And through me giving these examples, I'm hoping that you can see that things happen for a reason and things happen for your growth. And so I do feel a lot of emotional stuff happening with a counterpart, their foundations crumbling, whatever situation that they were in that wasn't for their highest good and wasn't allowing their emotional fulfillment and alignment to their soul path is being ripped away like a rug from under their feet. No more foundations, and it's happening super fast. Just like we are clearing out clutter, our emotional clutter, our emotional baggage, they are needing to clear out the emotional fears, the things that were holding them back, the irrational clinging on to karmic situations, whether that's a person, a job, anything, is being completely taken away. Because if you don't follow your guidance willingly or compliantly, it's going to be forced upon you because you're not walking the path that you want to walk. You're ultimately going against your soul and going against what you're asking for. You can't ask for help and then not expect help to be there and still refusing to take the help. Well, then they are going to make things happen. And I do feel very strongly so many of our counterparts are on that path, but that's because they've not been tapped into their heart. They were stuck in their headspace trying to logically go, oh, do you know what? When the time's right, I'm going to do this, or this. It's better for me to follow this order and this way of being. But sometimes that's just not how it goes. I tried that with all the examples I gave, overstaying my welcome. But you know what? You cannot overstay your welcome. When the universe decides it's time, it's time. So I do feel that very strongly now. That's one of the aspects of the energies, of the full moon energies. And another thing I've noticed is self-sabotage. I've noticed that with myself because I've been so exhausted and so drained energetically for the past, well, I don't know, it feels like it's been going on forever, but energetically very, very drained. I would try to comfort myself through eating bad stuff, I mean, not super really bad things, but just things that aren't beneficial, things that have a lot of processed chemicals in them. And I could be eating cleaner, if I'm honest. And so I was binging on a ton of too much dairy, too much carbs, not enough fruits and vegetables and things like that. And so I overdid it, and I started feeling really sluggish and disgusted with how I'm feeling within my body. And so the past couple of days have been about reprogramming that, rebalancing, going the other way, doing things that are good for me, and really helping myself through clean eating, not junk anymore. So again, I guess it's a small example, but the universe making you clean house, clean your body, clean your energy, because you've been holding on to clutter for comfort reasons, but really it's not comfortable anymore. And so we are being pushed out of everything that is no longer good for us. So I hope this new moon message new moon, oh dear, I keep doing this. This full moon message helps you. Full moon, I believe, is on is it the 16th? But I have still got my full moon special promotions on, where you buy 2 services, you get your third one free. So that's 33% discount. If you wanted to take advantage of anything, reading, healing, meditation, or coaching, or love messages, I have those as well. Then do have a look at the link in the description box. You'll see the links to the PayPal links that you just click, and then you send payment, and you can add a little note. Or you can just email me directly once you've sent payment, rather than just adding the PayPal note. And we'll have a look at what we can do to help you. I know a lot of people are fans of having their healing sessions done during the new moons and full moons. So if there's any healing you want done, please let me know as soon as possible, so we can get that done over the full moon energies, and you're not missing out at this time. So please let me know as soon as possible. And I thank you all so very much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.